Today on Stock Charts in Focus, we're digging into another exciting addition to ACP. That's our interactive advanced charting platform. You now have the ability to create price alerts right from your charts in a single click. We're going to show you how this is going to help streamline your workflow in the markets, whether you're watching things that you own in your own portfolios, maybe stocking a new trade target, or if you're just keeping an eye on what some of the major indexes are doing. The ability to create alerts right from your charts is going to make all of that even easier to monitor. So we're going to get into it, show you how it works. Of course, you know the drill. It's all new. It's all here. It's Stock Charts in Focus. All right, my friends, welcome to today's show, Stock Charts in Focus. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. An exciting one as we roll out yet another new feature in ACP, our advanced charting platform. They really do just keep on coming. And as I'm going to tease you at the end of the show, we've actually got more coming next week to the platform. So lots and lots happening. The team has just been incredibly busy. But of course, this is where we get to share it with you. Dive into all of the things that are happening around the site, the tools, the features, everything that's new. That really is our mission here on Stock Charts in Focus, our product-focused show on Stock Charts TV. If you're new, we have new episodes of this show every Friday. It's a weekly show hosted by me. My name is Grayson Rose. I'm the Vice President of Operations here at Stock Charts. New episodes every Friday, 12:30 Pacific, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Stock Charts TV. And then you can, of course, find those on our YouTube channel afterwards. So join me every Friday. It'll really help you get more out of Stock Charts. That is our mission here on this show, to help you get more value out of the site, out of the tools and the features and everything that's available on Stock Charts. Like I mentioned, though, today is going to be a fun one because we are diving into something that's brand new in ACP. We've had a lot of people asking for this. We've been working on it for quite some time, and it is so exciting to see it finally in the platform. Alerts right from ACP, a really, really powerful and easy to use feature that's going to make it easier for you to set alerts for the symbols that you're watching, whether that's stuff that you own, stuff that you're kind of stocking is maybe a potential target, or like I mentioned there in the intro, even if you just want to keep an eye on what the major indexes are doing, maybe the sectors, things like that. The new alerts feature in ACP is going to make all of that even easier. So lots to dig into today. We're going to get right into it. Here we go. So we are here on the dashboard. Of course, the first page that you see when you log into Stock Charts. I'm going to go up to the top bar here, and I'm going to type in a ticker symbol. Let's go with PayPal. Just had a nice earnings report. We're going to launch ACP. That really is how easy it is to get to ACP, to launch the platform. Now, if you're not familiar with this, this is a brand new addition that we rolled out last year on Stock Charts, really kind of the next generation of Stock Charts technology. Interactive, full screen, highly dynamic. You can scroll through time, you can move things up and down your charts, drag indicators around. There is so much that you can do here in ACP, really a highly advanced charting platform. And like I mentioned, kind of the next generation of Stock Charts. Now, our legacy tool, Sharp Charts, is not going anywhere by any means. Actually, that's going to be a big, big focus for us in 2021 as we continue to go through this year. Optimizing and improving Sharp Charts. We love that platform. It is not going anywhere. So if you are a big fan of Sharp Charts, our standard classic sort of legacy style charts that we have that we're so known for, rest assured, not going anywhere. But if you're intrigued by what you can do here in ACP, there is a lot happening in this platform. We continue to build more and more and more. We're doing exciting things with it. So a lot to explore. And the funny thing is, we've had some people say, oh yeah, I'm not using ACP because it couldn't do X, Y, and Z. And we say, oh, well, we've added that. Yeah, no, we're adding things to the platform every week. It really is changing on a weekly basis, growing and just getting better and better every week. So there is a lot to explore here, and chances are if you explored it even just a couple of weeks ago, there's a good chance that it's actually changed since then. So anyways, I would encourage you to come and play around with everything that is in ACP. I think you really will find that it's a pretty powerful and pretty impressive platform. I'm just absolutely loving getting up and running in my own approach to the markets, getting up and running with ACP, it's just been a blast to really dive into. So anyways, today what we are looking at is a powerful addition to the platform, the ability to set alerts right from here, just in a single click, actually. We're going to show you how this makes it really, really easy to set alerts for anything that you are watching. This kind of builds on some of the other features that we've been adding to the platform. For instance, scans, we added this last year, sort of late last year, the ability to run custom technical scans or predefined scans right from ACP, get a list of results back. For instance, here's a predefined scans for new 52-week highs. We can run that and get a list of results back right away. So lots and lots of things that we've been adding to the platform. Alerts and scans, if you don't know, are sort of tied in StockCharts. They're actually built on a very similar engine. So a lot of the things that you can do with scans, you can also do with alerts. We have the ability to create very advanced alerts for the technical criteria that you're watching, similar to what you can do with scans, creating these very advanced scans. But at the same time, we see a lot of people that just want basic price alerts. They don't need a lot of different sort of moving average crossovers and specific triggers with indicator combinations and things like that. A lot of people, frankly, just want to say, I want to set a basic price alert. Let's say I'm watching PayPal. I want to set some price alerts so that if that stock or that fund or that index crosses a specific price, whether it's above or below that price, I want to get a notification. So that's what we've brought here with this first round of alert additions to ACP. We've brought the ability to create basic price alerts in a single click. It really is as easy as that. So let's dive in. I'll show you how it works. And I think you're going to get a lot out of this tool. I know I already am. I've been testing this out for a couple of weeks with the team as we've been getting up to rolling it out. And it's just been working really well for me. So excited to share it with you. Over here on the left side of the screen, if you look down sort of at the bottom left of your screen, you'll see there's a little list of icons here, and the top one is a bell. So that is the alert icon. You'll see that around the site. That always represents alerts for us. So when you click that, now what pops up is this Create Alert panel. So a couple of interesting things to note about this panel. It's automatically going to pull in whatever symbol you have on the chart. So in this case, I've got a chart of PayPal. We're automatically going to pull that in. You'll see we list the ticker symbol and the name right here at the top. So whatever you have a chart of, that's what we're going to create the alert for. This also works when you have a multi-chart layout, which is another big feature that we rolled out recently, the ability to create multi-chart layouts in ACP up to 12 charts on the screen at once. When you have a multi-chart layout, there's one you'll notice that has a green box around it. And you can actually change that from one chart to another by sort of clicking from one chart to another when you have one of those multi-chart layouts open. So similar setup here. When you have a multi-chart layout, if you go to create an alert for anything, it's going to pull in whatever the active chart is. So whichever chart has that green box around it in your multi-chart layout, that's the one that you're going to be creating an alert for. So pretty standard, pretty logical there. Should make sense to most people, pretty intuitive. But in the case of just one chart up on the screen like I've got now, you'll see that when I open this alert panel, I automatically get that ticker symbol pulled into the panel. Now, I've got a couple of different options. Let's say I'm watching PayPal, okay? And I want to set an alert in case this crosses below, let's say 230. Looks like it's sort of found some support there in recent months. So somewhere around 230, let's say 228 is sort of where I want to set my price alert. I've got two options. The simple one, which we'll show you first, is to come over to the menus. I've got the trigger box, so I can say, I want to be alerted when PayPal crosses below, and then I've got my price here, 228. Let's just make it 228 even. That is one way to do it. You can come over here, you can manually enter a price, and then choose how you want to be notified. We've actually got three options, and you can check. You'll notice all these are checked by default, but you can check or uncheck any of these. Website is going to notify you through the StockCharts website, through the notification banners across the top of the page and here in ACP. I'll show you that in just a second. Email is going to send you an email, obviously, and text message is going to send you a text message. You do have the ability right here to click this little link that'll open up this this phone number modal, and you can enter in whatever phone number you want us to text you at when that alert triggers. So a couple of options there. It's pretty straightforward. You can choose which notification types you're interested in. You can set all three of them here in ACP actually, which is if you want to really get us ringing you can come over here and set all of those, or just do one. That's really up to you. But that's the most basic way to create a price alert. You come in here, identify whatever price you want, and enter that here in the price box, and choose whether you want it to be crossing above or crossing below. Now, the other simpler way to create price alerts, if you don't want to have to manually enter a price, you'll notice that when I hover over the chart, I've actually got the crosshairs turned on. So the crosshairs are turned on with this little toggle up here in the top right corner of the platform. And what they give you are these horizontal and vertical lines that have some price indicators. You notice that at the bottom of my chart, there's a little date indicator, and on the right side, there's a little price indicator. So if I put that here, sort of in between those two moving average labels, you can see that pretty clearly. As I move around, those labels are going to change and show me sort of whatever value I'm hovered at on the chart. Now, what we've built into the platform in a couple of different places, we did this first with the anchored VWAP indicator, which has been incredibly popular here in ACP, a pretty powerful one. I actually did a whole video with Brian Shannon, the creator of that indicator, just a couple of months ago when we launched it. But with the anchored VWAP indicator, what we built was the ability to hover over the chart and set anchor points simply by clicking on any bar. So we brought that over to alerts, and you can do the exact same thing here. So let's say I am looking at this chart of PayPal, and again, I've got sort of that 228 level in mind, but I specifically can say, okay, it actually found support here more at like the 225.86 level. I can sort of draw that on the chart here. I can see that horizontal line. All I've got to do to set a price alert for PayPal at this level is hover over exactly where I want with the crosshairs turned on there. I click on the chart, and you'll notice now on the left side of the screen, we automatically fill that price into the box. So from here, all I've got to do is hit save alert, and there we go. I've got a price alert set for PayPal now at that exact price, $225.86. That is as simple as it can get. So as you're scrolling through different charts, as you're watching things that you own, as you're watching things that you're stocking, any of those different options, any of those different ideas, it's really simple to come over here. All you've got to do is click this little bell icon down in the bottom left. We're automatically going to pull in the symbol that you're looking at. You hover over the chart wherever you want to set your price alert. Let's say I wanted to set another one here. We in the past kind of found a little bit of resistance, maybe around that 217, 218 level. So all I got to do, click there. You'll see 217.95. Now I've got hit save. I got another price alert for PayPal set up right away. It's super, super simple to create these price alerts in ACP, really just by hovering over the chart and clicking on it. 2 clicks and you're done. You got one to create the alert and one to save it, and that's it. So a couple of things to note about this feature. You'll notice that actually, if you're paying attention earlier in the video, when I was back here, when I first launched ACP, I actually didn't have the crosshairs turned on. So when I first launched the platform, I didn't have these crosshairs turned on. Now, I like to sort of toggle them on and off at different times, but when I first launched the platform, I didn't actually have them on. Similar to what we do with the anchored VWAP, because there's that added functionality to the crosshairs when you have that edit indicator panel open for the anchored VWAP, we do a similar thing here with the price alert. So you'll notice actually when you create a price alert, when you click this create alert button and launch this panel, when this panel is open, the crosshairs will automatically be turned on. So actually, we've made it a little easier for you. You don't have to go and remember to turn on the crosshairs to get that functionality. As soon as you open the Create Alert panel, it'll automatically be there for you. We'll turn the crosshairs on. And then as soon as you close that panel back down, the crosshairs will turn back off. So it makes it really easy. You don't have to go fumbling with that toggle up in the top right corner. We'll just sort of do that for you automatically. Now, a couple of other things to note. Price alerts and alerts more broadly, our advanced technical alerts feature is available for extra and pro level members. It's not available for basic members and not available for free users. So a couple of different options. If you're a basic member and you're intrigued by our alerts feature, there is a lot to explore there, not just price alerts, but again, like I mentioned earlier, those advanced technical alerts. You can really create pretty wild technical alerts. For instance, I've got alerts set up in my own account for stocks that are making new 52-week highs in specific chart lists. I've got alerts for things in my different portfolio lists that are crossing below a specific scooter threshold. That's our StockCharts technical rank. You really can go crazy with alerts, creating pretty advanced ideas. And then, building these custom alerts so that you're really notified when any of those things happen. It's a powerful, powerful feature. You also get access to scans and to more chart lists and to more advanced charts. I mean, the list really goes on and on as you get into our extra and pro level membership levels. So if you're a basic member and you're intrigued by some of those features, it's really easy to upgrade. You can jump up to the extra or pro level and take advantage of some of these features, like the ability to create alerts right from ACP. Pretty powerful stuff. If you're a free user of the site, you can actually sign up for our 1-month free trial, and that's going to put you right into the extra level. So during that free trial, you'll be able to test all this stuff out, go nuts creating alerts, both price alerts here from ACP and also advanced alerts and scans and chart lists and all that good stuff that we just mentioned, all the things that you get when you become a member, a full member. You'll be able to test that out at our extra level if you sign up for a free 1-month trial. So a couple of different options there if you don't currently have alerts. Now, the other thing that I wanted to cover is that website notification feature. I mentioned that earlier. So what is that? It will put up notifications around the rest of the site. When you're outside of ACP, you'll see these little colored banners show up at the top of the site on different pages around the website. But also here in ACP, you'll notice that over on the right side, we've got a sort of a double bell icon here, which is where we list out alerts. So there are two groups in here. And the bottom one is predefined alerts. These are predefined alerts that we automatically run. We put those up for you. So they're sort of, big indexes, sectors, things like that. Some of the BPIs, the bullish percent indexes, making different moves. We have all these different predefined alerts that we've set. And so we list those out. And actually, it's pretty cool because you can click on any of these and get a chart of that symbol. So for instance, here's the NASDAQ setting an all-time high earlier today. When I click on that, I automatically get a chart of the NASDAQ index. So pretty cool to see some of that stuff. But up here at the top, if I actually close down the predefined alerts, it makes it a little easier to see. We've got a Your Alerts section as well. So when you set those alerts, they'll actually show up here in the right side of the screen whenever they trigger. So, let's say my PayPal alert from earlier got triggered and I was inside of ACP, I'll get a notification actually right here. And we'll have a little red number pop up there in the sort of in the sidebar as well. So a couple of different ways that we're sort of keeping you notified, keeping you alerted here in ACP when any of your technical alerts are triggered. So that's what the website feature does. And then obviously the email feature will send you an email, and the text message feature will send you a text message. Now, one other thing that I did want to cover as well, back in that Create Alert panel, was the button at the very bottom. You may have noticed that earlier, and I didn't mention it. So when you create your alert, you go down here and you click Save. That's going to save your alert, add it to your account, and you'll notice that this number gets updated as you go. Below that, though, we have a View Your Alerts button. This is going to take you outside of ACP over to what we call the Alert Center, which is where sort of all of your alerts are housed. It's going to list all of your price alerts, all of your advanced alerts, and it's going to also list out predefined alerts and give you access to the alert workbench where you can go and create more alerts. So there's a lot there in that Alert Center. All you got to do is click this button down here. Here we go. This is the Alert Center. And you'll see that I've got a note at the top of the page that has how many alerts I've used. That matches what you just saw in ACP. And then I've got a couple of different sections to it. Here is the Your Price Alerts section. Here are all of my advanced alerts that I've created. There are actually 2 pages of these. It's kind of crazy. And then down below, we've also got all the predefined alerts, and we separate these by today and then all of the alerts in the past. So a couple of different options there. At the top of the page, you can get to the alert workbench where you can create more price alerts, whether you want to do basic price alerts or come over here and create advanced alerts. these are all topics for another video because it is a lot to get into. We'll do that in a future edition of Stock Charts in Focus, but just to kind of tour you around really quickly, this is where you can create technical alerts outside of ACP. And then here you've got another tab for, again, predefined alerts. This is sort of the standalone predefined alerts page. So a lot to see here in the alerts center, and it makes it really easy to get there right with that button from ACP, that view alerts button. You can jump right over there and see a full list of all your alerts as you're creating those. You can also edit them from that page. That's how you can stop things, pause things, delete things, all of that good stuff. So a lot to explore here with the new alerts feature in ACP. You know, we're really building this to be a helpful monitoring tool for you. Also helpful when you're stalking new potential trades and you want to really keep an eye on things. Maybe you're watching a specific breakout level and you want to make sure that you're aware whenever a symbol crosses over that specific threshold. That's what these features are really designed to do. And now the fact that we've brought it into ACP and added this sort of click functionality, it just makes it really, really easy to set these alerts, more easy than it's ever been. So, you know, I really see this as a workflow enhancement for you, something that's really going to hopefully help streamline your workflow on the site and make it even easier to create these alerts on the fly and stay up to date with everything that you're watching in the market. So that's really the goal of our new alerts feature. Go explore it, play around with it. There's a lot to see there, a lot to dig into, and I think you're really going to enjoy it. Now, while we are in ACP, I want to take this opportunity to show you a couple of the other things that we've recently rolled out on the platform that you might be interested in. So over here on the left side of the screen, we've been talking a lot about our multi-chart layouts feature. This is how you can create multi-chart layouts and save them to your account, come back to those in the future. So for instance, I've got different layouts for, here's a two stock layout that's got a daily chart on one side and a weekly chart on the other. So I can see the same symbol in sort of two different time frames all at once. Lots and lots of different things that I've been creating and saving to my account. But specifically what I wanted to show you was the sample layouts group right here. You'll notice that below the Your Layouts panel. When you open up sample layouts, you get a bunch of different options that you can play around with here. And we've just added more sample layouts to this group actually last week. We added some additional layouts for global equities, for breadth and offense versus defense and sentiment/exposure. Lots and lots of different layouts that you can play around with. This is going to continue to grow. We're going to be adding new predefined groups to this list, but some pretty cool things that you can come here and play around with. For instance, this offense versus defense one I really love. These are 4 ratios actually that I watch very closely. Consumer discretionary versus staples in sort of the standard XLY versus XLP flavor. Then we have the equal weight version of that, RCD versus RHS, looking at the equal weighted version of consumer discretionary and consumer staples, how those are performing relative to each other. Technology versus utility is another interesting sort of offense versus defense metric. And then biotech versus healthcare. So for instance, you know, these sample layouts make it really easy to come over and pull up these types of layouts just sort of pre-built for you. You can either use them as is or start to modify them, make them your own, use them as kind of an inspiration for creating your own multi-chart layouts in ACP. Lots that you can do there. So definitely come and play around with those sample layouts in ACP. I think you'll have a good time exploring those. A couple other things that we've added to the platform recently. At the bottom, actually, there are 2 links that we haven't covered much. Below that Create Alert button, there is a share link. So if you ever wanted to share a permalink to a specific chart in ACP, you can do that here, share that out, send it to friends, send it to family, anyone that you want to share it with, or bookmark it for yourself. That's actually another good way to sort of save some charts and get back to them really easily. You can always bookmark those permalinks. At the bottom, this is one that I've actually been using a ton to share charts out on Twitter and things like that and send charts to different friends. There's this little camera icon, and when you click on that, you've got 2 different options. One is download as a PNG, the other is print chart. So these make it really easy to, again, kind of share charts. The download as PNG one is the one that I've been using actually to create sort of images of what's on the screen and then put those up on Twitter, social media, and all that stuff. That's been really fun. So a couple of different options to explore there with the download as PNG and the print chart options in the bottom left corner of ACP. A Couple other things. We have just added a few more market movers groups. So this is another panel that I spend a lot of time in, looking at what's moving some of the major indexes. So for instance, we've got the S&P 400, the mid-cap group. What's moving in that group? What's really moving the S&P 400? We've got 3 categories for each of these: most active, top gainers, and top decliners. So this is always one that I look at on a daily basis, kind of running through these different major US groups and seeing what's moving those. We've also got a couple other for different countries as well. But we've recently added a couple more to that. So that's always fun to play around with. And then of course I mentioned up at the top, the scans feature, one that I've been using a ton in ACP, running my own custom scans, also running different predefined scans. That's been great. We've got predefined scans for lots and lots of different groups, bearish patterns, bullish patterns, continuation patterns, different candlestick patterns, lots and lots of things, PNF patterns even, lots going on with those predefined scans. But then if you've got your own custom scans in here, you can also run those right from ACP. Again, I demonstrated that earlier, but here's a scan results. And then for any of those, you can really easily click to get a chart. So it's pretty powerful what you can do with running these scans right in ACP, another big feature that we've added pretty recently. So really the platform is changing almost on a daily basis, it feels like. We've just got so much happening in ACP. The team has just been on fire, rolling out more and more and more. So if you haven't played around with ACP in even a couple of weeks, go check it out. There's a lot there, but definitely explore that create alert feature. I think you're going to get a ton out of that one. I know I already have. Anyways, I want to thank you so much for joining me on today's edition of Stock Charts in Focus. It's been a blast. It's always fun when we get to do this, showing off something that's new, something that's just been rolled out on the site. And actually, I told you that I was going to tease you a little bit with some of the things that are coming. We've got another big ACP release coming out next week, actually. We are going to be rolling out after hours charting both in ACP and in SharpCharts. We've had after hours data actually here in the symbol summary for quite some time, both the standalone symbol summary page and the symbol summary panel in ACP. We've had after hours data in there. We're actually going to bring in the ability to chart that data on your intraday charts, both in SharpCharts and in ACP. So that's going to be a big addition. We've got some exciting stuff coming for plugins. We've actually got some exciting data enhancements coming to ACP. So lots coming out with what we're calling ACP version 1.2 next week. So keep an eye out for that. Of course, we'll walk through it all here on Stock Charts in Focus next week on next Friday's show. Lots to cover there. So thank you again for joining me on today's edition. Remember, we do this every Friday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Stock Charts TV, 12:30 p.m. Pacific, and of course up on our YouTube channel as well. So definitely join us for the next episode next week. Go back, take a look at some of the previous episodes too. We've been doing a lot, really showing you some of the stuff that we've been working on specifically with ACP, but also just other tools and tips and tricks and everything to help you get more value out of Stock Charts. There's a lot there on the previous editions of Stock Charts in Focus. So you can always go back and check those out specifically on our YouTube channel. So my name is Grayson Rose, Vice President of Operations here at Stock Charts. Thank you again for joining me, my friends. It's been a blast to be with you, and I'll see you back here for another edition of Stock Charts in Focus very soon. Until then, chart on, my friends. Hey, Grayson Rose here with Stock Charts. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, consider giving it a like down below, maybe leave us a comment, and if you're new to the channel, you can subscribe at the link up above. We're gonna bring you daily content from an incredible collection of technical analysts and financial experts.